How to set up a text bank outreach in Universe. Before you start your text bank, make sure you've created the audience that you want to use. To do that, see the article on creating an audience or cutting one in our audience cutter. But once you've created an audience, it will show up in your audience cards up at the top of the admin dashboard. Click into the audience to start creating outreach to that group. So once you're in the audience, select Outreach tab, select New Outreach, and click Text Bank. That will start you on the text bank setup walkthrough. So name your text bank where you're prompted, and then walk through the other settings. Here you'll be able to set your live hours, what shows up in the person preview card, which household members to include. When you're ready with these settings, click Next. So first you'll pick the outreach questions your volunteers will ask and record results for in this text bank. So these questions can be preset for the entire account. Things like, will you vote for Universe is something that you'll probably want to ask in every outreach, so you can preset that in your account settings. But in this outreach, we can also add specific survey questions that we just want to ask in this one text bank. So something like, will you attend the event on Sunday? Would be a good thing to ask as a one-off. You can toggle the question type to a yes or no, yes, maybe, no, ranges 1 to 5, things like that. I'll select yes or no, and then you can also customize the icon for your text question here. Choose whatever you want. There's hundreds of icons. When you're finished, click Next. Now for the big thing you'll want to customize in your text banks, the template text messages. As we all know, text banks start with the same initial message that goes out to everyone, and from there your volunteers will write their own custom responses to voters as they get the messages back. To help out your volunteers with those responses, you can create some response templates that they can quickly pull in to send responses as folks start engaging. For example, you might want a template response for when someone says they'll vote for you that says something like, thank you for your support. So this will show up when your volunteers are texting as an option for them to just quickly plug into their conversation. Also, through the automation option, which is this lightning bolt here, you can actually make it so that when this template text message is sent out, it will automatically record a result for that voter on the back end of Universe. So for example, if the thank you for your support template message goes out, Universe will mark that voter, if you set up the automation that way, as a voter who intends to vote for your campaign. Things like that can be set up in the automations. There's a bunch of different results that can be recorded depending on what template message you want to set up. Other things to note about the text messages: you can use dynamic tags to input information from the voter file, such as first name, last name, address, things like that. You can add links to your messages using the link button here. You can add photos as well, and click the tag icon to add those dynamic tags. First name, last name, age, zip code, things like that are also available here. To help keep you out of spam jail with the phone companies, Universe will also show you tips up here under spam score to make these messages not get flagged as spam with the phone companies. If you need it, we'll work with you to get your campaign or organization set up and registered with the phone companies so that you can start texting without any problems. Texts are charged at cost, which is 1 cent per 160 characters. As you start typing a message in the box here, you'll see in the top right, the total cost for the message will go up as you type, and we'll also see the total cost for the entire campaign go up in the top left-hand corner here. It will adjust based on the size of your list and the length of your messages. On the next page, we can filter our audience for this text bank based on their past responses to questions. Quick note here, you can only do this in specific outreaches. When you're cutting an audience list in the audience cutter, you'll only filter by demographic information from the voter file. Here in an outreach, you can target it to how voters have interacted with your campaign in the past. Once you complete the outreach setup, Universe will bring you back to your outreach dashboard where you can start bringing in volunteers.